No.
Reading comprehension to fly, page 423, please. Until Zuhair.
Okay, found it.
Okay. Are you gonna share your screen or should I?
Yay. Here, can you guys see?
Login? Yes. Finding subjects and questions.
Finding subjects in questions. How do you do it? Many subjects begin with a verb, a helping verb, or a question word such as what, when, where, how, why, or how. I wrote how twice.
Okay, cool.
To find the subject of the question, you can try rephrasing the question or changing the arrangement of the words. Here's an example. Where did you hide the bodies, Zuhair? You can rephrase into Zuhair, where are the bodies? And now you could clearly see that Zuhair is the subject. Try solving these. You guys can try. Muhammad al-Khayyab, you try. Or not.
What?
Try solving these. Then rearrange them and get them.
I did not.
The first one was your day.
What's like what? What do I do?
Find the subject, Muhammad.
Jacob.
Okay, and then?
Oh wait, why is it written wrong? How was you day?
Your. Just a spelling.
Oh yeah, that was a typo.
Jacob.
How was your day? Okay. And then the second one.
Oh wait, I think it's yours is the subject.
It's just you. There was no typo in the second.
Number one, yes, your. Number two, the subject is why are you so happy? Because I was able to.
Okay, now the third one.
It's all your or you.
Oh, yeah. And thanks for it. Yeah, thank you for your attention. I can't.
So simply to. Okay, I'll just take the sharing screen from you. So simply in order to find the subject and question, all you need to do just to rearrange the sentence so that you'll be able to find who is performing the action verb or the person you are asking. Like, why are you so happy? So we can just rearrange it in order to say you are so happy. Why? And of course, the answer is because Zuhair was able to hide the bodies. Okay.
Oh wait, I'm muted. Oh.
So please open your books, page 473, and thank you, Zuhair, very much for your presentation. Short but concise. Analyzing craft and structure. We have already studied the reading comprehension to fly, and we have mentioned that this reading comprehension speaks about the history of aviation and how man started to just one by one master aviation after he has already included all symbols of aviations like the American bald eagle or even some other features like the winged horses Pegasus or Cupid, the god of love, or even in the stories like Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. All of these include symbols of aviations. That's why man has always, for more than millennia, started to seek aviation and to fly. And even some of them mastered the ability to fly in order to demonstrate power. So for the analyzing craft and structure in our reading comprehension, yes, Zuhair.
I got a question. For the project, I don't understand realistic fiction.
Realistic fiction. All right. Realistic fiction means when you have a story that is not real but could happen in the real life. So what are the features of realistic fiction? How can we write about it? What are the main setting of realistic fiction? And give me some examples about realistic fiction. And who are the most well-known authors of realistic fiction?
Okay, so my realistic fiction project will be Zuhair Gets Friends. That's it. That's great.
Yeah, that's a great realistic fiction. And actually, you do have friends now.
I know. I'm joking.
Yeah, of course. So, page 473, starting by analyzing craft and structure about the reading comprehension to fly. Muhammad Al-Falah, good morning. Muhammad Al-Falah is sleeping, I believe. Hassan?
Yes, teacher.
All right. Can you start, please?
Text structure, expository writing. The word exposition means explanation. An expository, you say, is a brief work of nonfiction that explains a topic. That explanation may involve the presentation of information, discussion of ideas, or clarification of a process. In this essay, Neil deGrasse Tyson presents information and ideas related to human flight. He uses a variety of methods to make ideas and information clear to readers.
So, simply, this text is the one we have already said about the reading comprehension to fly is mentioned under the expository writing. Expository writing. So, what is the meaning of expository writing? Simply, the word exposition means explanation. So, you are explaining some idea or presenting some idea. And of course, this idea is a true one, or even if it was a fiction one, but you are presenting it via various of information and proofs. So the expository essay that has been written by Neil deGrasse Tyson presents information and ideas about human aviation and the history of aviation and the human history, how we started and where we have gone. And of course, while doing so, Neil deGrasse Tyson have used a variety of information in order to present his idea and explain his essay. The first one is the illusions. Illusions. Mr. Muhammad Khayat.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. What do you mean by illusions?
Reference to people.
You can read.
Okay. Allusions are references in the text to well-known people, places, characters, myths, and events, or works of culture or art. These references appear without explanation. They are designed to help readers to make connections and expand their thinking about the writer's ideas.
What do you understand from that?
It's a reference to things.
Like?
Text to well-known people, places, characters, myths, events, and
Reading comprehension. Can you present any illusion from the reading comprehension?
I don't know.
Come on, go back. Open your book. Go back. You will find it. Tell me.
I don't have a book. Not that I didn't open it. I just don't have it.
You still out of Riyadh?
No, I left the book out of Riyadh, and now I'm back in Riyadh. So now the book is in Mecca and I'm in Riyadh.
Oh, that's a big problem. Of course, for the illusion, the other references that Tyson used in his own essay, and even the first paragraph of his essay, he had a quotation from Sir Arthur Eddington. So, and of course, using this illusion, we'll just try to explain as much reference his ideas are connected to the topic and how to just present his ideas to us. So illusions, they are the reference and the text to well-known people, places, characters, myth, events, or even work. What about the comparison and the contrast? Okay,
Yes. Hello, teacher. Can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Yes. Do I read
Yes,
from where?
comparison and contrast.
Okay. Comparisons and contrasts present similarities and difference among two or more items or ideas by showing how one thing is like or unlike another. An expository winter clarifies the quality of each item.
So simply to speak about comparisons and contrasts, they are the thing that Tyson used in his essay in order to just present the information in a comparison form. Like, for example, comparing the first flight, the first time that people tried to fly by the Wright brothers, for example, they only float for approximately 120 feet, and that to the wing of a Boeing 747. So just making all of these comparisons presents his idea, and that compares to the history of aviation. How were we at the beginning, and how are we right now? For the descriptions, safe.
Yes, the
Descriptions, yes.
description uses words and phrases that appeal to the sense, and expository writing expression can help readers understand a topic by showing what something looks like, how it sounds or moves, and even what it smells or tastes like.
Alright, so simply, in order to use description, so we are describing something. Like, for example, when Neil Tyson started to describe how we were able to reach the speed of from Mach 1 to Mach 20. So all of these words and phrases he uses them in order to appeal to the senses, to our own senses, so that we can become connected to the topic itself. And of course, while speaking in the expository writing, which is presenting information, then description can help readers to understand the topic by number one, showing what something looks like, how it sounds or moves, and even if it smells or tastes. Okay, so because after all, we're speaking about expository writing, which is presenting ideas and information. So if I ask you in the exam to write an expository essay, so you need to tell me what the thing you have looks like, how it sounds and move, and even what does it smell or even taste. By showing all of that, you are presenting to me the ideas of your own writing and making your writing concise and connected. The last point that Neil deGrasse Tyson used in his expository essay was the cause and the effect. Khalid Al Khalifa. Yes, Hussein.
I have a question.
Yes.
When can I present my social studies project?
social studies project. All the projects shall be presented by next week.
Oh, okay.
Starting from next week, Sunday, until Thursday, we will present our projects.
Teacher, something confuses me about the thing. How the school ended. When we finish the school, we always do 3 tests of each subject and 1 exam, but we don't have time to do that. So how would it be?
Sorry, come again.
Every time we finish a quarter, there's always 3 tests and 1 exam, but we don't have time to do 3 tests, so I don't know how it would be.
We will combine them.
So it would be like 2 tests, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we still have approximately 4 weeks until the examination starts. Right?
Yeah, okay.
So 4 weeks. This week you will have the social studies, first one. Second week, okay, this week you will have second quiz in language arts. The week after you will have quiz number 2 in the social studies. And the third week you will have the language arts. So you will do all of them.
No, but teacher, there is a... Oh, okay, 2 tests each.
There is no delay. And
Yeah,
even
I thought there was 3 tests, like usual.
yeah, you will have the 3 tests and the 3 not tests, quizzes. You will have 3 quizzes in language arts and 2 in the social. You will have all of them.
Okay.
Because I have contacted Mr. Abdu regarding this problem, as some schools, of course, because of the new circumstances, they have reduced the number of quizzes to be 1 or 2 only. But he told me that we have no change in our plan. If they change it, we will let you know. I have no problem.
Okay, good.
So the last point about the expository essay that Neil Tyson used, or the methods while writing his expository essay, he used cause and effect. Of course, a relationship shows how one situation can result from another and then lead to yet another. These connections help readers understand how or why a situation developed as it did. Simply, when I say, for example, I want to be a doctor because I want to help sick people. So you have a cause here, which is the need to help sick people. Consequently, the effect will become being a doctor. In our expository essay, we found out that Neil Tyson he used this whole idea of presenting causes and effects in his essay so that we can find how everything started to form. Like he started presenting that a quotation by Sir Arthur Duganton. He said that 2 people tried to fly, but unfortunately the wax from their wings melted and they fell. Later, he started to tell us about the American Idol of the bald eagle, and that's how all of the American people try to include aviation and flight in all of their aspects of life in order to dominate power. And yet, he started to tell us about what we have reached right now from space stations, rockets, missiles, reaching the speed of Mach 1 to Mach 20, and yet he came to tell us once again about the beginning of aviation, how 2 brothers started to make a very simple machine in order to fly with it, and how was the first person who has flown solo on the Pacific Ocean changed everything. So all of these ideas are just a cause and effect. A cause because we need flight, we tend to have aviation in our all aspect of life, even if in our own imagination, and the effect of that was starting to develop and having the technology advances we have today in our own aviation. Of course, we have some concept vocabulary like apple, foresight, personate, myopic, naivety, and seminal. Why these words? Of course, these concept words help to show the contrast between innovation or innovative and conventional ways of thinking. For example, in paragraph number 5, the author criticizes Lord Kelvin's limited vision. Of course, Lord Kelvin, he was a physicist and he thought that there is no object which is heavier than air can fly. And of course, that was very wrong because all of the birds we have can fly and all of them are even heavier than air. So he started to criticize Lord Kelvin's limited vision of flight as myopic. This word, of course, vividly reveals the author's views of Kelvin's mistake. So we have some questions to consider. How does the concept vocabulary help the reader better understand the author's attitude toward this invention and the future? And what are words and the selection connect to innovative or even conventional thinking? We will consider these in the next session. And we need to know that the concept of vocabulary words appear in two slides. We need to write a paragraph in which describes something that enable someone to become a groundbreaking artist or even musician. We use at least 3 of the concept of vocabulary words in our paragraph from these vocabulary. That's of course your assignment. And we shall deal with the prefix for in our session next Thursday. So any questions so far?
No, teacher.
Alright. Jumping to the conventions. What is the meaning of conventions? Let's speak first by capitalization. Hussein, can you read please?
Capitalizations. Capital letters signal the beginning of a sentence or a quotation and identify proper nouns and proper adjectives. Proper nouns include the names of people, geographical locations, specific events and time periods, organizations, languages, documents, and religions. Proper adjectives are derived from proper nouns, as in French from France and Canadian from Canada.
Alright, so I believe we have already studied both the proper nouns and also the proper adjective. Proper nouns, they are the nouns of a person, places, geographical features. Like for example, when I write Hussein, so I cannot write Hussein with a lowercase h. I have to write it with the uppercase h or a capital H. So I cannot write Hussein like this. That's a mistake because Hussein is a proper noun. Consequently, we have to capitalize the H. And also we have some proper adjective, like for example, Italian pizza or French bread or Canadian poet, for example. So using these proper adjective, also they must be capitalized. Here we have some examples. The first letter of the first word in a sentence must be capitalized, like here T at the beginning of the sentence. The blue jay is very aggressive bird. Wait. Can you give me back my pen? Another one, when we have Einstein said, of course Albert Einstein, he is a proper noun, so he must be capitalized. Einstein said, that's a quotation. You have here a quotation marks, this one and this one called quotation marks. Quotation marks tends to tell us about what someone is exactly saying. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. So at the beginning of each quotation, we must capitalize our letter. We have also the pronoun I. The pronoun I is always capitalized. So you have the A here at the beginning of the sentence and the pronoun I. Anywhere in the sentence, we must capitalize the pronoun I. Proper nouns, including, of course, people's names, people's titles, when used as part of their names, places, names, and also names of organization. So we have here Elsa, that's the name of a girl, a proper name or a proper noun. Consequently, it must be capitalized and also it came at the beginning of the sentence. Elsa went sailing down the Hudson River. Hudson River. That's a proper noun also of a river. So the H and the R must be capitalized. With Ms. Lou, of course, Ms. we say it when we don't know whether the female in front of us is married or unmarried. So we have Miss, Ms., Mrs., and we have Mr. Okay, so we have Miss, Ms., Mrs., of course, Mr. for any male one. So we tend to use Miss when the female in front of us is unmarried, Ms. when we don't know whether she's married or not, Mrs. when she is married, and Mr. for either of them. Married or unmarried, we say Mr. So Elsa went sailing down the Hudson River with Miss Lou and her girl Scott too. And later we have also the proper adjectives that they must be capitalized, like many people of Brazilian background. Brazilian background speak the Portuguese language. So we have Brazilian and Portuguese. Both of them are proper adjectives. And of course, the am and many at the beginning of the sentence. Any questions so far, guys?
No.
There's video here when I look up. That's it. Of course, Neil Tyson is the director of Normal Science.
There I was, being a regular kid until I was 9. And one weekend, we went to the Hayden Planetarium, right here in New York City. And it's just another museum until they turn out the lights and stars come out. Back then, space shows were live, and so there's this voice. We're now in the universe. Here are the stars. You're looking up, you don't see anybody, you just hear this voice. So it's like the universe is talking to me. And there was a sky unlike that which I've ever seen, having been born and raised in New York. And there you are, immersed, bathed in the cosmos. And that can be quite influential on a 9-year-old, as it was on me. It's as though you were locked in a room your whole life and then somebody opens a window to a universe, to the universe. 2 years later, my parents bought me my first telescope. Then I saw the sky as sort of the universe had intended it to be seen, bringing the moon to me as never before. That was it. I was hooked. From then on, I wanted to be an astrophysicist. What's fun about telescopes is that if you've never looked through one, and then you look through one for the first time at the moon or at Saturn, it is astonishing. Saturn has rings. Oh my gosh, the moon has craters. Things you've heard about and read about, but to experience them yourself becomes a singular moment in your life. You are there in the universe. You can't get enough. Then, to this day, when I look up at the night sky from spectacular vistas, mountaintops, middle of the ocean, I look up. And when I see the night sky, I say, That reminds me of the Hayden Planetarium. In fact, looking back on it, I would say that weekend, the universe called me.
Alright, grade 8. Do you have any question?
No, teacher.
Okay, if you don't have any question, that's gonna be it for today, and see you next sessions.
Have a nice
Goodbye.
day.
Yes, you too.